Hello everybody, welcome back to my page. I'm Laura with Chocolate Designs. Say hi when you jump on, hit that heart button for me. Welcome to my page, you guys. In just a minute, I'm going to give you a keyword to type in. When you type in that keyword, you're going to get a supply list for all the things that we're using to make this project tonight. So you guys, I already have it ready. The keyword for tonight is Goose. G-O-O-S-E, Goose. So I heard somebody asking questions in my group about painting with ink, and I thought we would take tonight as an opportunity to teach a little bit about this, because I don't think we've done this for a long time, y'all. So hopefully this will help some people. Hi Jan, hello Stacy, hey Jess, hi Connie and Tracy. Hello, Crystal and Rachel. Hi, Wendy. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Darlene and Jackie and Mary. Hi, Carol. Hello, Wendy. I think I said your name already. Goose is the keyword, you guys. Goose, goose, goose. Duck, duck, goose, goose. Hi, Lisa Marie. How are you guys doing today? Hey, Kathy. I'm going to do it every time. Oh my gosh. No, eventually I'll get it. Some days I'm good. Some days I'm not. And I am still cleaning up from yesterday. You guys, are still stuff on my table, a little bit of moss here and there. Before we get started tonight, though, I do want to show you guys that I did finish the project last night. And I kind of did a couple of finishing touches on this thing, just so you guys can see. I did finish up that top section there where it was blank. Got all that done. And then I added some more little spindles in here and some flowers to the middle of each of the bows, just to finish off this one. And I think it turned out absolutely stunning. I love it, love it. And yeah, and this is one of my favorite pieces so far this fall. So I'm doing good. How are you? Hey, Carol. All right, you guys. So tonight we're actually starting with just a very, very simple bag. Hey, Peg. Hi, Bonda and Carol. So this is one that I picked up at Target, you guys. In their clearance section, it was $2. I cannot remember how long ago I got this, but it's been a minute, okay? So we're going to go ahead and just get all of these little tags and things off of here. Thank you. I'm very, very proud of that piece. But I just couldn't leave it be last night without finishing it. Couldn't leave it be. Hello, how are you doing? Howdy, hi Pat. All right, I think I got all my little thingamajiggers off of here. Let's check just to make sure that there's not one of those silicone things in the bottom. There's not. We're good. All right. Been missing your lives lately. I've been flat out taking care of my aunt. She goes in tomorrow morning for her last heart surgery. If anyone can send out prayers for my Aunt Rosie, would be super appreciated. So Lynn needs prayers for her Aunt Rosie tonight. Awesome. Hello, everybody. If you sell it, you need to sell it for a ton. Maybe I'll do bids on it, you guys. Maybe we'll make that one an auction. Oh, maybe we'll make that one a a back to school shopping auction for my kids. I don't know. A fundraiser for Laura's extra crap I gotta buy this time of year, as the kids just found out they go back on the 20th. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys, trip next week, and then it's gonna be all about getting ready for back to school with the kiddos. All right, so I'm going to grab out my ink mat here. I think this one is probably too wide. It definitely is. So the square one is too wide for this one. Let me check, you guys. This is the one thing that I did not check. But, ooh, and this one is almost not wide enough, but we're going to make it work. Thank you, Lynn. Melting in this heat. Did you get hair? You know, I didn't get my hair cut. You know what happened, Carrie? Hi, Linda. So listen, you guys, I'm not a good cook. I am so not a good cook. Hey, I'm not. Hello, Dottie. Hello, everybody, as you're jumping on. I apologize if I didn't say your name. So look, I'm not a good cook at all. And I was just looking through all of my stuff that I had in my cabinet today to make something for dinner, because goodness gracious, it's always the same thing around here. Like, you guys, we do hot dogs, hamburgers, spaghetti, and sloppy joes. And that's, and every once in a while some meatloaf. And that's pretty much the extent of our diet here. Everything is red meat. Because I'm just, Oh man, I'm always pressed for time. I just need something fast and easy. Hi, Mona. Mona's in the house. Gotta say hi, Julie. Thanks for sprinkling. So today I actually made like a mastacholi kind of a thing, just with whatever I had in the house. But it kind of tastes like mastacholi. I basically took spaghetti with different noodles and threw it in a pan and baked it with some cheese on top. And that's pretty much the extent of it. Oh, and put some pork, some sausage in there too, just for extra flavor. So you guys, I realized when I was done making dinner that all the bread that I had left was in the camper. And I needed that because I had no garlic bread, so I was just going to throw some butter on some toasted bread and put a little bit of garlic powder on it. So I had to run out in the camper while it was like raining outside, and that's like the minute water touches my hair, that's the end of it. That's it. You were a wreck when your husband went through. You like all those foods. Awesome. I missed something, you guys. That's the kind of food I like. We eat a lot of chicken. I can't seem to cook chicken. I make chicken, like, I overcook it every time and it ends up dry. I finally bought myself a new mattress. Oh my gosh, Mona, that's awesome. I'm missing some of those. All right, you guys. So I'm just going to take our transfer here. This one is called Silly Goose on the Loose. And we're going to do some special stuff with our Silly Goose tonight. But we've got our ink mat in here, and it's very, very, very important that once we get our design laid out on our ink mat and our tote laid down on our ink mat, that we do not move the tote off of the ink mat. And I'll show you guys the whole 9 yards, everything that's going on here. So we're going to start off just doing the goose part, because that's where we're going to paint. Crock-Pot is a very special appliance. You can put things together and go and do all. I know, but I never even know what to throw in a crock pot. I'm that horrible of a cook. That horrible of a cook. All right, I think I've got that centered. You guys, we're going to start off with just some bright white. Oh, man, crock pot meals are the best for busy moms. I should learn how to do more of those. Yeah, I should. Me too, Carrie. Me too. It's all sorts of wavy and craziness when it's not blow dried. Baked cod. John won't eat fish. John won't eat fish, y'all. I love fish. He won't. I just Pinterest. I know, but every time that I Pinterest, there's always an ingredient I don't have. Mississippi chicken is amazing. The crock pot or chicken chili. Oh, those all sound good. Y'all go ahead and spam me with all your recipes. All right, so we're going to start off here first with just some bright white ink because I want my goose chicken parmesan. I want my goose to be white. So we're going to go ahead and grab our white ink. And I am just the goose is all I'm doing right this second, you guys. I'm going to save everything else for a little bit later. Fish is gross. No, it's not. I love fish. Every time I go to a restaurant, I'm pretty much fish and chips every time because it's the only time that I get fish. And y'all are probably going to tell me that's not even fish. And when we go up to my in-laws for Labor Day, that's when they do their fish fry, and I love it. Made that transfer as a short for your husband. Definitely send me some crock pot stuff. For sure. All right, here we go, you guys. Just the goose to start off with. That's all we're doing because we're going to paint this goose in white. And we will have to wash this transfer once, okay? Just so you guys are aware. And I'm even going to go a little bit, I think, on the hat, just so that I know where the goose's head ends, because I need that information. How did I do the colors on my shirt? I just blended it together. I just put both colors together and then just blended it. All right, we've got that all covered. My ink is a little bit dry though. And then we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull the transfer up carefully and slowly, you guys, because what you don't want to have happen is you don't want to pull the tote up off of the surface, okay? You don't want that to move at all. I'm gonna hang that right there for a second. You also have to be careful with ink because if it gets anywhere that you don't want it, it's going to stain. Before we go to bed and let it cook on low the next day. Literally dissolves. Come visit me at the Jersey Shore. Real fresh fish here. I would love to. I would love to. All right, you guys. So in order to paint with our ink, I'm so sorry, Karen. I don't know what's going on right now. In order to paint with our ink, it does need to be watered down, similar to a watercolor. So we're going to grab a couple of color trays out here, you guys. I love our color trays. They're so inexpensive and so easy to use. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water right into each of these color trays. Matter of fact, let me move this over to the side and do this over here. Hopefully you guys can see. And I'm going to take, buy roasted chicken meat, a jar of Alfredo sauce, and cooked noodles. That sounds easy enough. Like, noodles is a thing around here. If it's got noodles, Allie will eat it. Hi, Christine. All right, so I'm just mixing some water with our ink to make this like more of a watercolor to paint with, okay? Now, the thing is, this does not need to be pressed first. You actually do not want to do that because as soon as you pull your shirt or your tote or whatever it is off of your ink mat, it's going to move. The fabric itself is going to move. Okay, good, Tracy. I think you were the one that I had in mind when I was doing this. So it's going to move. So you don't want to heat set between layers. You just want to keep going, but make sure that you are doing it. Maybe, Lynn, I didn't order it yet because I feel like I'm just not ready for it yet. That's not going to be a big project, and I'm going to have a lot going on in the next couple weeks just personally. All right, I feel like that's a little bit too thin. You still want to have a little bit of grit to your ink, but you don't want it to be so thick that it's going to crack when you heat set it, okay? So there we go. We've got a good, nice watercolor color for that. I have too much water in here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with just a touch of orange peel for the beak on our little goose here. We have a lot of them in the pantry. Your daughter-in-law hardly ever makes them. What? I thought everybody made and loved noodles. All right, same thing with this one. This is our orange peel. And we're just going to water it down until it's more of a watercolor consistency, a paintable consistency. I've actually probably got this one a little better than I've got my white at the moment. But we're going to go with that. You like any kind of pasta dish? Me too, girl. Me too. Throw some pasta in there and I'm good to go. All right, you guys, here we go. We've got our little goose on here. I'm going to grab a couple of paintbrushes. And I'm going to pick some paintbrushes that are a little thicker and not so flimsy. Chicken and rice, all, oh no, 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 no. No. Nope, I would move out. If somebody tried to force me to eat chicken and rice all the time. No way, Jose. All right, this one I think is a pretty good one. Pasta has too many carbs. That's probably why I could stand to lose a few pounds. Because probably, Darlene, I'm sure of it. Thanks for sprinkling. All right, you guys, so we're going to grab our watered down white ink, and we're just going to use this to color in the bag. Wherever it was, we've got our goose, and just let the material absorb that color, okay? Now, I will tell you guys, I'm going to rush this process because I'm live. Hi, Barb. Oh, Ruth, I don't know what's going on. But since I'm adding so much water into this project, when you do this and you're adding color to it, I highly suggest that after you paint it in, you let it dry for a good 24 hours before you do your next step. But don't pull it off your ink mat. Keep it right on your ink mat and just let it dry right on there completely, okay? I'm not gonna because I don't have 24 hours for you guys to sit here on my live and wait for paint to dry. So I'm gonna rush it and just do what I do. Oh, I love you use spaghetti scratch. That's a good idea, Marge. And I think I used to do that when I was really thin. Matter of fact, I know I did. I just don't think my kids would eat it that way. I need to teach my kids to just fend for themselves so I can eat what I want. That's what I need to do. They're 7 and 10. They don't need me anymore. So you guys can see that even really watered down, this white has a lot of pigment to it. Okay, so tons and tons and tons of pigment, even though it's really, really, really watered down. Some of you guys like watching me paint, so here you go. Okay, so you guys, story time. Because I did a big no-no yesterday. I kind of forgot about something important. Like really, really important. Last night, we've been doing like our daily bike rides with the kids. Because Evan just learned to ride his bike. And so last night at about, I don't know, 7 o'clock or so, we were getting ready to take the kids on a bike ride, and I was out back working on the pool because I just got some more chemicals that needed to go in there. And so I put the chemicals in the pool, but I also knew that I needed to backwash it, and in order to do that, I had to add more water to the pool. So you guys, I turned the water on to go into the pool before we went for our bike ride. And then I came home, I started prepping for my project to finish off this thing, and I completely forgot that the water was running in my pool. I remembered about it at 12:30. 12:30 this, like in the morning. I was still awake, getting ready to head to bed, and I heard what I thought was the air conditioner kick on, but the air conditioner was already on. And then I realized it was the water going out to the hose outside, and that's what was running. So I ran out there. It was severely overfilled. Almost to the point where it was going to start like coming out the top of the pool, and turned it off. Yeah. I know, right? So we got a good backwash today, and it's going to be very clean very quickly. Whoops. You guys ever done that? Any of you with pools ever like significantly overfill your pool? Whoops. And I have a well, so that is a lot of it's a lot of extra pressure on our well. Do you have any trouble with this shimmer paste? Mine doesn't fill in completely. What am I doing wrong? So are you trying to paint with the shimmers? because the shimmers have never painted like regular paste does. It's just the formula with them. So if you're going to paint with a shimmer, you actually want to mix it with a base color that is similar. All right, you guys, I think I got our goose all colored in there with the white. Now we're going to go ahead and take this orange color. Hi, Loretta. I don't think I love this brush for it, though. I think I need a smaller one. Let's go with this one. It almost overflowed on me. Almost. It got a really good backwash today. Like a really good backwash. All right, now I want to do the beak in orange peel. Okay, you guys, the magic happens when we put down our second layer on this. Yeah, you're right. At least I won't. Sorry, what was that, Marge? Lynn, you'll have to send me messages and I can take a look at it. The kids just splash out while they're swimming. Yeah, I need to get the kids back into the pool again. Evan has this, all of a sudden has this great fear of bugs, and he saw a water bug in there. Now he hasn't been in the pool in 2 weeks. Which is why I forgot to put chemicals in it, because the kids haven't been out there. And then it just kind of got gross. Well, a little bit cloudy. I say gross, but it got a little bit cloudy. All right, you guys, there's the beak of our goose. Now at this point, it was runnib. I thought, I looked at that for a second and thought it said rhubarb. Yeah, you'll have to send me a message so I can take a look at it. All right, you guys, here we go. I'm going to get this as dry as I possibly can with just my dryer. Like I said, at this stage for you, I would say leave it alone for a good 24 hours and then come back and do the rest of it. Ran in a tub and got a call. Water was running. It overflowed a bit. My husband wasn't. Oh, no. Hi, Laura. You've forgotten the water running on your grass and flooded your yard. Oh. I hope it was a dry time of the summer. Hey, Tammy. Surprisingly, this is less wet than what I thought it was going to be. That canvas must have really absorbed a lot of that ink, which is good. But what that also means for me is that I might have to do paste and pull with my ink when I'm doing the rest of the transfer, because it just might absorb it too much and dry it out in the transfer, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go, you guys. I'm going to set this aside. We do not want to heat set this just yet, and we're going to clean our transfer real quick. You just got home from a camping trip. How was that? Hey, girl. All right, so real fast, I'm going to cover up my white. I think we're done with our white. And I'm just going to spritz this with some water. You flooded your garden a few times. Oh, no. I hope, did your vegetables survive after a flood? Because mine have not. They end up getting root rot after that happens. All right, we're just going to remove all of the ink right off of here. I probably should have sprayed this down as soon as I was done, but I didn't. I just hung it over here. So I've just added some water to the top of this, and I'm using my board eraser to get off all of that excess ink off the top. And then I'm going to flip it over. That sounds like you got it made, Karen. I would love to have somebody constantly forget I have water running on the horse trough. Luckily, slow trickle. Had a river running. Oh no. All right, just trying to get all of that white ink out of the transfer real quick. And then we can dry this up and use it again. So I'm just going to hold it up to the light and make sure that we're good to go. I think we are. They actually do, when it happened, it didn't water for a bit, your tomatoes did get blossom end rot though. Darn. All right, here we go. You guys, my transfer is not completely clean. It will be completely clean once I take it to my sink and really give this thing a scrub. But for right now, we just need it clean enough, okay? I'm just adding a little bit of airflow to that to get that dried up. All right, now we can bring the entire project back over here. And because we didn't pull this up off of the ink mat, it should line up fairly easily with our goose. And all we have to do is figure out where our lines are at and just kind of move and adjust as we go. And I think that that right there is just about as perfect as it's going to get. A little bit more this way to shift it. Just a touch. Well, that overshifted the entire thing. How was this thing on here? Your bag's gonna move slightly. We got it. We got it. Oh no, I just saw who's going to bed. All right, Carol, I get it. All right, here we go, you guys. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give this thing some color, okay? So I've got a couple of different colors that I've picked out here. Very, very simple. We're gonna do some black velvet, and we're gonna do because it still doesn't dry completely as quickly that way with the microfiber side. It's wet still after that. Blow drying it just a little bit really, really, really gets it completely dry. And then I don't have to worry about that, my sink water getting into my ink. Because that right there is the biggest thing for me. I'm missing some comments, you guys. I'm sorry. All right, I don't want to waste any of this black ink that's on here. It was a newer jar. So let's do that. All right, here we go. Here we go, you guys. Silly Goose on the loose. We still have more to do after this too. So stick with me. Hold on tight. We're going to absolutely perfect this bag tonight. That rhymed. All right, so make sure that this is nice and flat, totally pushed down. And I'm going to do the word Silly Goose in black. I'm not going to do the hat yet, but we're going to do something extra special with the hat here in just a minute. We're going to do on the loose with the black. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, Pam. Get her Chardonnay. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do, you guys, here we go. I'm going to do the goose in the black now. So this is going to give us all of that extra lines, because remember we colored it in. So this is our definition lines now. Going right over top of that white ink that's dry, now with black. And I'm going to go all the way down to those boots now and get those little chicken legs. I could have done those in orange, but we're just going to make those goose legs. We're just going to make those black as well. All right, almost. And then the face. Now I'm not too worried about getting the face perfectly because we're going to work with this a little bit. Just a little bit. You guys, I need a smaller squeegee. And the beak. All right, there we go, you guys. We've got the whole goose. We've got the words. We've got the legs. We've got all that part done. Can you guys see everything that I did so far? Now I think I'm going to change my mind about the next part as far as colors go. I am. We're going to give this guy or this gal some couture teal hat and couture teal boots. Some blue boots. Dancing with the blue boots on. It's going to look super cute, y'all. Trust me. Trust me. Trust the process. We ain't done yet. And I just got to make sure that I get all of that blue in there and that I avoid that black. You like his boots? Me too. But I'm going to show you how to jazz them up a little bit. Because it fills in the color of the... Oops, I just got black. Oh no! Oh no! That's what I get for trying to speed through it a little bit. It's okay. We're just going to rub it together and we'll just blend it a little bit. So you don't even notice that black ever happened. All right, there's the boots. Ooh, somebody's going on a trip. I'm just now seeing that. I'm sorry. It's hard to read all the comments and look down and do the project too sometimes. All right, so I just got to get the rest of this hat done, and then we can pull this off and see what it looks like. And then we're going to add some extra finishing details to this and something a little bit extra and a little bit special, okay? There's more of that black. All right, I'm going for an even smaller squeegee. When in doubt, change your tools up a little bit. And get into all those really small areas. All right, you guys, I think we're good. Little squeegee off of the extra, and we are good. You guys ready to see this so far? I'm ready to show you, if you guys are ready to see it. Holy moly! Holy moly! We didn't even use this color yet, but we're gonna. Here we go, you guys. Here it is. Here's our silly goose on the loose. We still have more to do to this, though. Don't lose me yet, okay? But as you guys can see, our goose is now white. And he looks spectacular. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. With our white goose with the blue boots. I love it, but it's still not quite how I want it yet, you guys. We're going to mock this up even more, make it even better than it currently is. Because I like to go a little bit extra. I like to be extra, you guys. I like to be extra. So cute so far. So cute so far. Let's get this all dried up. He's cute, right? But, y'all, hold on. That's how you color it in, though. For those of you guys who are wondering about shirts and things, that's how it's done right there to get it colored in. But I'm going to give this guy a good dry. Oh, shucks. Thank you. That's still really wet, right? Thank you, thank you. I think we're just about dry. Yes, I sprayed the transfer. I sure did. But wait, there's more. Yeah, Pam. You're so right. But wait, there's more. You got, we've only been on for 35 minutes. It's not long enough. All right, let's pull this out. I'm going to set our ink mat aside for a minute. And we're going to grab out one of these. Absolutely, Missy. That is just, you guys, that's just a Cricut heat mat. They're available on Amazon. You can also use towels if you've got towels. You can use an ironing board if you've got an ironing board you want to use. Like, use whatever it is that you've got that you can use. And I did not start my heat press early enough. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and press it. Thank you, Rachel. Oh, it's not done yet, though. It's not done yet. Because I have more ideas. We're only at 190 degrees, you guys. I got to wait till we get to at least 250. At least. At least. It's supposed to be at least 325. Always a fun time. My sister niece and I went recently with our church ladies and saw the David play at Sight and Sound Theater. It was awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you can use a regular ironing board. For the piece that goes inside, you can stick this right over a regular ironing board and just iron it. With a regular iron, medium to high heat. I need a shirt with this thing. All right, we're going to go ahead and just go with this Because it's a tote bag, you guys, I'm probably not going to put this thing in my washing machine very often. But this is how you heat set your ink. You're going to do 325 degrees to 350 degrees for 30 seconds to heat set your ink. If you have an iron, regular iron, you can do medium to high heat with no steam because that steam will activate that ink and make it run. Now, like I said, I'm at lower heat. I'm probably not going to wash this bag, if ever. And we're still not done with the project yet. So, you guys, there's that part, okay? Here we go. Continuing on, just throwing stuff on the floor. All right, let's dry this up or cool it down a little bit. All right, so the next thing that I want to do, you guys, I'm actually going to grab these. All right, Denise. I'm grabbing these markers. These are fine tip rainbow fabric markers. And you can get these at Hobby Lobby. You can get these at Michael's and you can get these at Walmart. And I'm going to grab my black one. This one just happens to come with 2 blacks because they figure your black is one that you're going to use a lot of. And I'm going to go ahead and with my marker, I'm just going to add, I don't think so. I think the Teflon sheet can go either way. Let me test out my marker. Oh yeah, this is good. All right, so I'm just going to use my marker now, and I'm going to fill in some spaces. So what I want to do, just for a little extra, is I'm actually going to outline with my markers the hat on my goose and then fill in that star. I think this is just going to give it that much more definition. To this design. Now your fabric markers don't have to be heat set. But I just want you guys to see the difference in how it looks when you come back through and you outline, kind of like how the goose itself is outlined right now with that black ink. Well, if you use a fabric marker to come back in and outline these parts of your transfer, that can also add that much more definition. Okay. So just filling this in. We're going to do one more awesome special thing after I color in with my fabric markers too. Y'all, look how cute that is. Can you guys see it or not? Not quite just yet. And I'm actually going to make this right here even thicker. Just to fill that in a little bit. So I'll hold this up in a second to show you the difference between having it outlined like what we've got on the hat and how the boots look on the bottom. Really, really simple to do. And in my opinion, they're not metallic. No, these are just matte fabric markers. Not metallic ones. I do have like a little hair there that keeps coming up though. All right, you guys. It's a fabric marker. So can you guys tell the difference now? Look at the boots and look at the hat. And now we have all of that extra definition in the hat by having that outlined with the black. Right? What a difference does that make, right? I have a steady hand. I do have a fairly steady hand, yes. Yes, I do. And I'm going to do the same thing down here with the boots. Just to get these all, thank you, Peg. And any place where I can see my bag behind it. Is where I'm going to cover in. Huge difference, right? Huge, huge, huge difference. And it's just a simple outlining. All right, so there's one boot done. You guys, really? Simple fabric markers. We're still not done yet, y'all. Don't leave me now. And I'm doing this quickly too. Thank you. Your hand isn't this steady. Well, take your time with it though. I'm moving fast because we're on a live and I've kind of got to move fast. Or have somebody else do it. Like, no, I do not remember what colors I used on my shirt. I think it was Marvelous and Eucalyptus is what I think. That's what I think. All right, so our goose is done. Now, you can also use your fabric markers like this too. If you've got any part of your letters where the ink didn't quite go all the way through and you want to correct it a little bit, you can use fabric markers for that as well. But I think that that right there just made a huge difference with the goose, right? And now it's got so much more definition, so much more life to it. Ah, I love that for you, Lynn. All right, you guys, there's one more thing that I want to do to this silly goose. Because I can and we're here, this is all heat set. Your fabric markers do not need to be heat set. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab my mat again. And I want to add a little bit of extra to this bag because it's cute the way that it is. Why not make it cuter? Shucks. Why not make it even cuter? Oh, that's why, because of that right there. Sure. And thank you. All right, you guys. So next we're going to take one more thing that I have learned about that I think is super, super awesome. This is called Speedball. Speedball Puff Ink Modifier. And I've used this before. However, what I did a whole bunch of stuff wrong last time. I did a whole bunch of stuff wrong. And now I don't even remember how many parts to mix together or any of that kind of stuff. It still doesn't even say. All right. So I'm going to grab one more of these color trays. We're going to go half and half. Okay. I'm going to grab some of this Speedball Puff. And if you guys remember, let me know. And I'm also going to grab Nominee ink, our gold ink. And I'm going to add the two of these colors together, the two things together, the Speedball Puff and some Nominee ink. Now I think I have too much ink and not enough Speedball Puff. That's what I think. And we're just going to mix these two things together. Let's grab some more puff. I think you need more puff than ink. I'm using way too much puff for this project, you guys. Way too much puff. And just mixing these two together till I've got this nice golden puffy stuff. Is it a third? Okay. We're going to go with it and see what happens. It should definitely puff. 8 to 2. So 8 parts ink to 2 parts puff, or 8 parts puff to 2 parts ink. I don't know. I'm mixing this stuff together. So yeah, Sue, so I realized what I did wrong. You actually cannot heat set this stuff with a press. Yes, you have to use a blow dryer for this. An air dryer, like my heat dryer that I've got. And it does change the color of your ink. So this is no longer, 3 parts ink to 1 part puff. Well, it's going to be really puffy. All right, let's see what we got. With Laura just mixing to mix to see how things mix. That's just kind of how it goes for me sometimes. I'm going to grab one of this, you guys, this one right here. This is a new transfer. Haven't used yet. It's called the Watercolor Dot Pattern. I think it's super, super cute. And that with a gold ink, it's going to look really awesome. So we're going to pull this off of here. And I just want to do some random dots on this bag. I'm not trying to get it like crazy perfect. I'm not trying to go... Oh, did I say last time more puff because I didn't have enough puff? That's probably why I just thought that I needed more puff. And I'm going to take my little... Where's my smaller one? I want a little bit more control. Here we go. My smaller little dauber. I swear I've got one that's in between this size, though. That's the one I'm looking for right there. This is the one. My little paint dauber thing. And I'm just going to daub this in random spots. And I'm just dabbing this stuff on here. No rhyme or reason for how thick it's going to be on certain ones. You guys, I'm just going for it. I'm just going for it. I don't want every single one of my dots to be perfect. And we'll let them puff up and see what happens. Hi, Renee. You guys know me. I teach you guys stuff, but it's only really a lesson if it works, right? Otherwise, it's just why you guys watching Laura play around. So Goose is the keyword. Here we go. Some Speedball Puff on here. If it puffs, it's great. If it doesn't, it's still going to look awesome. I think that looks really cool. I think that looks really cool. We're just going to keep adding dots on here in different places. I think we need just as many up here in this corner as what we had below there. So less than even if it doesn't work. Right. 8 parts ink to puff. Oh my gosh. That seems like a lot of... Oh, 8. That seems like a lot of ink compared to puff, in my opinion. But what do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought last time I didn't do enough puff. I like to just play around with my crafts and see what happens with them. No, you don't heat press it. If you press it, you're going to ruin it because then it won't puff. Add a little bit more to each. We're just going to add a little bit to each corner. It does add a lot of interest. Just fills in all the blanks on that bag. I think it looks fantastic. And let's see a little bit more over here. Just dabbing it on there. I don't really care if my dots are all completely covered or not. I almost feel like it gives it a little bit more definition when it's not. Thank you so much, Mary. Some of them just needed a little bit more. All right, there we go, you guys. Super cute. We're not done yet. Hold on. Because now we got to get this to puff. So it's ink, and that was a mixture of Speedball Puff. Hold on a second, because I got to move my transfer down here to now put this one on here. Whoops. Whoops. It's going to be full of dog hair now. The transfer is called Dot Pattern. Watercolor dot pattern. You bought the 8 different colors of puff, so you didn't have to add anything. Do they have designer classes? No, they don't. I'm so glad. Hello, Victoria. Thank you. All right, you guys, so here's the true test, right? Oops, no. I'm going to carefully pull my ink mat out first because I don't want to heat this up with the ink mat inside. Now, y'all, my dryer is like a really, really, really hot dryer. It's the one from Amazon. And so we're going to give this a good dry, and then we're going to hopefully get this to puff. I think it's just, you guys, the more you craft, the more you get better at crafting. And I've been crafting for a while. The puff stuff right here, it's Speedball Puff. I got this at Hobby Lobby. But you can also get it on Amazon. Or on, heck, I don't know where else. But I got mine on Amazon. Or I got mine. Oh, it's puffing! So whatever I did worked. Because it's definitely puffing, y'all. It's puffing. And I'm going to hold it up as soon as I do this section so you guys can see what the puff does. I'll show you what the puff this stuff does. I don't have a, oh, for that, like, okay, you responded. I know, right? I want to work at Hobby Lobby, but just part-time. Just for a discount. Like, pull me in seasonally for an hour a day, and I'll be really happy if I get the discount. Oh, thanks, Peg. I do get excited when it works. Because, like I said, I wasn't trying to figure out how to mix it. I was just going with the flow. Like, let's add more and see if it's extra fluffy. You guys, I don't consider myself to be crafty. I come on here just to have a good time with you guys. And if my crafts turn out good, then that's great. All right, you guys, so let me show you the difference. Like, you can see the Goose is just ink, right? But then look at the area on the bottom there where we have that puff stuff. Can you guys see how it's actually raised up from the bag and it's extra puffy? It almost looks like it's stitched because of the puff stuff. How cool is that? And it's so satisfying to watch. It's so satisfying to watch. It does kind of look like carpet a little bit. But, I mean, honestly, how do you get texture on a bag without ribbon or puff stuff? Thank you, Lisa Marie. The color does change a little bit. Will the puff flake off? So, it can. It can. Like, it really, this is not going to flake off. My other one did flake off, but I can't remember why. Someone told me why, now I don't remember. Maybe I had too much puff stuff. The color is definitely lighter. It does kind of look more like the burlap now. But you guys think about stripes. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, shucks. I just realized something. This thing gets really hot. And so to protect my mat that I finally got to be flat again, I should probably put this thing down underneath it. I should ask my kid if he wants to come in here and puff this. It does kind of look like punch embroidery. Yeah, last time I used the heat press and it did not turn out at all because you can't press it. If you press it, then you're smushing down that puff and it's not going to work. You have to use a heated dryer in order for it to work. But it's just so satisfying just to watch this stuff puff up. And then it gives you like the cutest little extra stuff. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. Like, here's a spot that, like, if I wanted that to flake up, I could probably make it flake up. Could you use a heat gun? You're likely to burn your bag if you use a heat gun. Buffalo on the Patriotic Transfer and the puff made 2 shirts, and it's staying on. And you've washed it, Christine? Good to know. Good to know. All right, I got one more corner to do, and then this baby is done. Can you spray it to seal it? I mean, I think you, on a bag you probably could. On a shirt you wouldn't want to. I like the texture. I mean, I think for my kids even, they're going to be like, oh, that's so cool. I like that it's textured. So yeah, Goose is the keyword, you guys. Grab the stuff to make this. I think I'm going to take this one up north with me. So I have a cute new bag to put my stuff in. They've been washed a few times. Okay, good to know. And you guys, I think we're done. I think we're done. And I think it turned out just as good as I was hoping that it would. So there we have it, you guys. Our silly goose on the loose with our little puff stuff polka dots. That just kind of frame him in. I think it's adorable. I hope you guys love this as much as I do. So stinking cute. So stinking cute. I love it. You guys love it too? All right, y'all. That's our project for tonight. I hope you'll come back and join me again tomorrow for another project. You never know what I'm going to cook up for what we're going to do. It's always something different here at Chocolate to Chocolate Designs. Now, if you're new to my page and you're not yet a Perks member and you want to, that's how you can get a 30% discount on all your orders on my website all day long. So you definitely want to be a Perks member. You can message me for more details or just type in that keyword Goose and then flip through all of those little, click on all the buttons and stuff. And get all that information because the information's absolutely free. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Leanne. All right, you guys, have a good night. I will see you guys back here again tomorrow. Love you all so much. Good night, everybody. Bye.